Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So today I wanted to bring you guys my top 5 fantasy losers for 2022. These are guys that you should absolutely stay away from in NBA fantasy basketball this upcoming year. And these are guys that I feel like, are maybe getting too old, guys who might not play, guys who were really good last year but are probably not going to be that good this year. And first guy I want to talk about is Chris Paul. Unfortunately, Chris Paul is one of my favorite players, and he's one of my favorite players for fantasy basketball. I have picked Chris Paul in every single fantasy basketball year for the past 4 years as my point guard. That's how much I like Chris Paul, okay? So for me to even be putting him in this is it's disheartening for me, because Chris Paul in 2020-2021 played amazing, okay? He played for 70 games, shot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 93% from the free throw line. I mean, he was damn near a 50-40-90 player, okay? And what I mean by that is he shot 49.9% from the field. It was 39.4% from 3 and 93.4% from the free throw line. He dished out, I think, 16.5 points and 9 assists a game. But this past year, Chris Paul kind of fell off a cliff statistically. He still shot 50% from the field, but he played 65 games, which is, it's not the worst thing in the world. But three-point shooting-wise and free throw percentage-wise, he fell off a cliff. He went from shooting 40% from 3 the year prior to last year shooting 31% from 3, which is horrendous. He shot 83% from the free throw line last year, whereas the year prior he shot 93%. Granted, this past year he scored, almost 15 points a game and dished 10 assists, got 2 steals. He's still a decent option at point guard, but he's not the Chris Paul of old anymore, and I feel like this year is going to be the first year that we see Chris Paul really start to fall off a cliff. It started last year, but this year I feel like even the field goal percentage is going to start to go. I love me some Chris Paul. As I said, I drafted him every single year for the past 4 years in all of my fantasy leagues, because everybody would come out here and take DeJounte Murray and Steph Curry and all these other guys. It got to a point where Chris Paul was kind of a fucking steal if you could get him. And Chris Paul, like I said, one of my favorite players. Is just this year, he's turning 37. Okay, this NBA season, he is turning 37 years old. And I just don't think we're going to get the same Chris Paul of old. I feel like we're really going to start to see the decline this year, so that's why Chris Paul is my first guy on this list. The next guy on the list is none other than Miles Bridges. Listen, man, any other time Miles Bridges would not be on this list, but being that he has the whole domestic violence case going on, even if Miles Bridges comes out of this with a plea deal, okay, the NBA is going to suspend him. Okay, no matter what it is, the NBA is going to suspend him. And I don't even know if Miles Bridges is going to play this upcoming season. That still has yet to be known. But even if he, if this thing comes to a conclusion before the NBA season, it's just, I don't see Shaden Sharp getting out of this without some type of suspension, whether it's 20 games or whatever. I just feel like Miles Bridges is a guy that if you do take him, he should be probably your last pick, if I'm being honest. I just don't see... Somebody's going to take him before them because they don't know about the domestic violence case, but, I love Miles Bridges, but... he has to plead not guilty to this and be found not guilty in order for the NBA to not be able to do shit about it. So even if he just is, reaches a settlement, right, pays the lady or the girlfriend to go away or whatever, right, the NBA is still going to issue a suspension. So Miles Bridges, I would tread very lightly on. You know what I'm saying? If he's on the board, let him go. Let somebody else take him, okay? Miles Bridges is the first guy that I'm just like, you know what? You should probably leave him the fuck alone. So, Miles Bridges is my second guy. The third guy on this list who I think people should avoid is Jonas Valancius, okay? Jonas Valancius is, don't get me wrong, a solid center, but he was... the beneficiary of a really good situation last year. He was a guy that played on a team that, Zion Williamson was injured. He didn't have CJ McCollum for the first half of the year. And because of that, he ended up putting up really good numbers. I mean, for the first half of the season, he was actually like a top 3 center in the NBA. I kid you not. He was a top 3 center in the league for the first half of the NBA season. And even as they acquired CJ McCollum, he fell down into like the, he was still in the top 10, but it was like, I think 8 or 9 or whatever in the top 10. I just feel like with a full season of CJ McCollum, a full season of Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, you now have Dyson Daniels. I just don't see Jonas Valancius having games where he scores 30 points and brings down 15 boards this upcoming season. I don't see it happening. Still a solid center option. It's just don't expect top 3, top 10 numbers out of him this year. Last year I even got lucky. I drafted Jonas Valancius last year. And I got extremely lucky picking him because I didn't realize that, he was going to be as good as he was. And the idea now that Jonas Valancius is going to be competing with Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram and Dyson Daniels for shots, I just don't see him putting up the same numbers this upcoming season that he did last season. So Jonas Valancius is a guy I'd avoid. You know what I'm saying? Don't take him thinking he's going to put up top 10 numbers again. It's just not going to happen. I don't see it happening. So number 4. This is going to piss a lot of people off, and I really don't give a fuck. Shaden Sharp. Do not take Shaden Sharp this year, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to look around here. Give me a second. I have a reasoning for this. It's not me just hating on him, okay? But Shaden Sharp has to compete, okay, with, give me a second, Keon Johnson, Didi Lozada, Josh Hart, Gary Payton II, Anthony Simons, okay, and who else? Jeremy Grant, Justice Winslow, Nasir Little, Jabari Walker, okay? He has to compete with all of these guys for minutes this upcoming season. And I get it. Portland Trailblazers fans are going to be like, he's going to play. He's going to play. Yeah, in fucking garbage time. That's when he's going to play. I understand he was a top 10 pick. I understand people think he's going to get top 10 minutes, but he's not, okay? I just don't. He's listed as a guard, okay? A 6'6" guard. He's got to compete with Keon Johnson, Didi Lozada, Josh Hart, Gary Payton, Anthony Simons, okay? Damian Lillard. I mean, he's easily got to compete with, at the very least, 5 or 6 people if he wants to get minutes. And that's at the guard position, okay? Never mind the fucking small forward positions and the forward positions of guys he's going to have to compete with. Jabari Walker looked very good in Summer League. I expect Jabari Walker to get minutes. Keon Johnson during Summer League was amazing. He's definitely going to get minutes this upcoming season, and that's the main thing. Keon Johnson, Gary Payton II, and Josh Hart are all going to get minutes before Shaden Sharp does, okay? And the idea that Keon Johnson played so well during the NBA Summer League, I just find it hard to believe that Shaden Sharp is getting more minutes than them. I know he's not getting more minutes than Anthony Simons. I know he's not getting more minutes than Gary Payton II. I know he's not getting more minutes than Josh Hart, okay? Like, there's too many people to compete with. You know, I could understand if Shaden Sharp was a definitive, like, top 5 pick. Dude is like, there's no questions about his game. I could understand that, right? But he's going to a team where they're pretty much loaded at the guard spot. And even at the forward spot, it's like he's going to have to play better than Nasir Little, Jeremy Grant. You know what I'm saying? He might play some forward, but I just don't see him playing significant top 10 minutes. I just don't see that happening. Where you got guys like Jalen Duren, who I think will see minutes. You got guys like Jaden Ivey who are going to see minutes. Keegan Murray's going to see minutes. But even Benedict Mathurin is probably going to be a starter for the Pacers. Shaden Sharp will not be a starter for the Portland Trailblazers. So if you're thinking about taking Shaden Sharp, maybe rethink it. Okay? Because I really feel like Shaden Sharp is going to spend more time in the G League this year than he's going to spend in the NBA. Okay? And I understand the Portland Trailblazers don't have like a G League team. They don't have a G League affiliate. But I just don't see how, I mean, worst case scenario, Shaden Sharp, like I said, plays garbage minutes. And I just feel like there's too many bodies to compete with. So Shaden Sharp is my 4th guy. And who was the last guy I was thinking about talking to? We got Miles Bridges. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the last guy I want to put on the list here is anybody on the Timberwolves not named Karl Anthony Towns. Or not Karl, Anthony Edwards. Okay? The reason I say that is because, well, the Minnesota Timberwolves now have a lot of fucking mouths to feed. Okay? I mean, a lot of mouths to feed. They've got D'Angelo Russell, who's going to see a downtick in scoring. If you're playing in a head-to-head categories league, yeah, maybe take D'Angelo Russell. He's going to dish out maybe double-digit assists for the first time in his career this year. Maybe, and that's being generous. His scoring is going to see a downtick. Karl Anthony Towns' scoring is going to see a downtick. Like, Karl Anthony Towns, if anything, is the one guy I would completely avoid on the Timberwolves. And the reason I say that is because Karl Anthony Towns is going to be a pick-and-pop player, okay? He's going to be setting screens, you know, he's going to be standing in the corner shooting threes. He's going to be a pick-and-pop guy, maybe a screen-and-roll guy. But with Rudy Gobert there, I just don't see Karl Anthony Towns doing very much screen and rolling. I see him doing a lot of pick and popping. We're going to see a lot of jump shots. I don't think we're going to see, like, crazy double-digit rebounds, 2 blocks a game, a steal a game, 40% from 3, 54% from the field. I just don't think we're getting that Karl Anthony Towns again. Especially with the amount of people on that roster. I would definitely take Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is gonna continue to see, you know, the touches maybe that he saw, maybe a little less. But Anthony Edwards is definitely gonna get his. I can't say that about Rudy Gobert. I can't say that about Karl Anthony Towns, and I can't say that about D'Angelo Russell. Anthony Edwards is clearly going to be Minnesota's guy. So if you're going to take any Timberwolves this year, take Anthony Edwards. But Karl Anthony Towns is a guy I would completely fucking avoid until maybe, you know, late 2nd round, mid-2nd round, whenever you're going to take him. Especially if you're playing in a points league, yeah, stay the fuck away from Karl Anthony Towns. If you're playing in a categories league, maybe consider taking Karl Anthony Towns at some point, but do not take him in the 1st round. That's all I'm saying. Anybody who takes Karl Anthony Towns in the 1st round is going to be completely disappointed. This isn't Karl Anthony Towns of, like, you know, 3 or 4 years ago when he was the only fucking guy on the Timberwolves and he was putting up, you know, 20-something points a game, grabbing, you know, 11 or 12 boards, blocking 2 shots, getting a steal, shooting astronomical efficiency numbers from the field. It's just not going to happen this year. So do not, under any circumstance, take Karl Anthony Towns thinking he's going to be Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. Tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.